Almost 4 months on Mounjaro. I'm not losing weight fast, but the changes I have seen have been life-changing so far. Let's talk about it. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. If you're also on this journey and would like someone there to just help encourage you, somebody who's going to give you real life, realistic information about what this journey has been like for me, somebody who is type 2 diabetic and overweight, then definitely hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So I'm here with my iced coffee, and just real quick, I know it's so off topic. Well, not really, because on this journey, I'm finding ways to make healthier versions of some of my favorite things. And one of my favorite things is a salted caramel iced coffee from Dunkin', and it's like these types of drinks at Starbucks or Dunkin', Big B's, wherever, they tend to be really high in calories. So I found a way to make a super um, low sugar, low calorie version of this. I think this here is actually about 30 calories. And this one is a salted caramel iced coffee, and it's delicious. If you are interested in what goes into that, leave me a coffee emoji in the comments below. But all right, so let's get into this video and why I'm making this video today. We're going to talk about where I'm at on my Mounjaro journey. So I have been on Mounjaro for about 4 months. My first injection was on June 3rd, and it was a Tuesday, and I did my injection in the doctor's office. They wanted me to come in for my first injection, and so they can show me how to use the injection pen and just to go over other information. And I also talked with my dietitian about um, sort of an eating plan moving forward, going along, an eating plan as a type 2 diabetic moving forward. And so we got, the plan in place, and everything was good. So I was on that 2.5 milligram dose for the first 4 weeks, and I did not really have any side effects while I was on the 2.5. I did have some appetite suppression. I started noticing that right away. I started noticing right away that the food noise um, was quieted down. And for me, my food noise usually comes during the work week because I have a really mundane type of job. It's a very repetitive type of job. So I tend to just start feeling fatigued pretty easily. And when I'm feeling tired like that, it's like my go-to is let's like get a snack, even if it's a healthy snack, which I do for quite a long time. I don't have junk. Like, to me, a snack is something like almonds and a Baby Bell cheese. But even that, if you eat enough of it, your weight's going to be stalled or you're going to gain weight. So anyways, forgive me. I tend to get a little sidetracked. I do have some things written down to hopefully help me stay on track. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah. So I started the 2.5, and then after the 4th week, I went to the 5. Um, and I have been on that now since, so what, like the first week of August. And again, we're going into the first week of October. So I've been on the 5 milligram, and that's went really well. I do have some side effect with it. I mainly the main side effect that I noticed. So I had to kind of stop recording because I realized there were sirens in the background. I don't know how much of it I caught in some of the video. Hopefully I stopped it soon enough, and I'm starting at a point where there isn't too much of that noise. It's really loud. Anyhow, see, I get so off track. So I started the 5 milligram the beginning of July. So as far as side effects go, I did have a few side effects. I still do have a few side effects. They definitely have dwindled down or lessened since being on the 5 milligram for so long. And I actually, the main one that seemed to just affect me was fatigue. And I noticed that it was not the next day after taking the injection, although I did get some fatigue that day, but it was the second day after the injection where the fatigue hit me the hardest. So I ended up deciding to change my injection day to Thursdays. That way, Friday and Saturday would be like my hardest hit days, and I could deal with that. So it's trying to find like where is it going to interfere the least with my work week, because I can't be feeling like I'm totally falling asleep um, during the work week. So anyway, that's what I did. And the way I did that was when it was time for me to take my next week's injection, instead of doing it on Tuesday, I did it on Wednesday. And then after the Wednesday injection, the next week, I did it on Thursday. So I had, I held out an extra day um, between injections, which was a little nerve wracking, but it was fine. And now here I am. Injection days are on Thursdays. And so the fatigue, like I said, sometimes I get a little bit of a nauseous feeling. It's never been nausea where it's so bad that I just feel like I am going to go puke. It's never been like that. It's just a little bit of a nauseous feeling. And if I'm being honest, I'm not mad at it when it comes, because to me that's even more working towards appetite suppression. So when I'm feeling like that, I definitely am not feeling like eating anything. And what's the other side effects? Sometimes I will get a slight headache. Usually I'll wake up with a slight headache, but it goes away really quickly. But I noticed that if I drink something that's kind of an electrolyte, and I'm not talking liquid IV or any of that type. I will not do electrolytes like that with sodium amounts that are like 3,000 milligrams of sodium. Um, I I am somebody who kind of watches my sodium because of my issues with high blood pressure, um, which I have some exciting news about that I'm going to share a little bit later in this video. But I do like a low electrolyte, something I can buy at like a great value Walmart brand of electrolyte. I think the highest amount of sodium in it is like 200 milligram. And I noticed that if I drink one of my 40 ounces with that one packet in there, that my headache does go away. And I'm trying to think, what's another side effect? Oh, my hubby is probably watching this video and like, girl, I know you're not gonna forget to mention what his favorite side effect of mine is. Okay, guys, I mean, we're gonna be real here, and Mounjaro makes me gassy, and it's both ends. It comes in the form of a little bit of sulfur burp for me, which it's never been a taste that, I don't know, mine have not been that bad to where it's like, oh, this is so gross. It's not a big deal. But I am gassy and tend to pass gas more often than my hubby would like. But look at, if that's the worst of the symptoms, because some people get really bad nausea, some people get constipation, some people get like explosive type of diarrhea. You know what? If some burps and farts are the worst of my side effects to be on this medication, then I'll take it. It's fine. We deal with it. Um, so yeah, those are the main side effects. And while I'm talking about all that, I want to tell you guys about an app I found. If you have iPhone, um, it's an app called Pokey, Pokii, and it is a free app, no subscription required. And I just really love this app because number one, the app allows you to schedule your injection. So it gives me a reminder, and believe it or not, even though I do tend to get really excited looking forward to next injection day, it's yeah, it's a little weird. I think I'm a little hooked on it. But anyhow, in the event that my menopausal brain does forget to that I need to take my injection out of the refrigerator, I have this app to send me a notification. The app also allows me to keep track of the injection site um, that I used for that week. So on the day of injection, the app will show a visual of a body, and I can mark um, a spot where I did the injection. And that does help me because I like to keep my injections moving around in different places, and not just the abdomen. For basically the first month and a half, all I did was my belly. And in a future video, I'm going to talk more about starting my injections in my belly and where I am now. But I do the back of my arm, and I also do the thigh area that is um, suggested in the instructions comes with the that comes with the Mounjaro box that I get from the pharmacy. So definitely, if you're interested in just learning about or hearing what I've kind of learned or my experience with moving around injections to the different areas and the results of that, then definitely hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on seeing that video when it comes out. Um, Other things that the app does is I have it synced to Apple Health, and I have my smart scale that I got off Amazon linked to Apple Health. So whenever I weigh myself on my smart scale, it goes to Apple Health, and from Apple Health, it goes right to Pokey, and Pokey shows me kind of like a projected, based on the trend of how my weight is fluctuating or how much I'm losing a week. It shows me a projected trend of where my weight's going to be like a month from now or 2 months from now. And I don't know, I tend to really like that feature. Also, something that I really like is being able to track my side effects. And so when you go on the app, it'll have a bunch of already pre-programmed side effects that you can pick from. And you can also add some side effects on there if you are experiencing maybe something a little different. And then you can click on that side effect, and there will be levels of that side effect. So if you're somebody with a little bit of nausea like me, then you would only have to click on it one time. If you're somebody that has more extreme nausea, you click it multiple times until it fills that whole button. And so what I like about that, again, sidetracked. Another thing that you can track when you do one of those check-ins for your side effects is it also has a little sliding scale that asks you where your hunger level is at. So I find that to be really good data, future data information for me. And just recently, they have added the ability to be able to print out or look at a report. So if I'm wanting to see, okay, I can specify that I want to see what my symptoms are for all my day after injection days, and it will pull up a report that shows that information. And I really like that. I like seeing what is that consistent trend of my side effects. Maybe there's something I'm doing that makes it worse on like a certain day, or I just tend to really like that type of data. So if you also like that sort of thing, then definitely go check out Pokey. So my actual weight loss since starting the medication, it's been very, very slow. I have pretty much determined that I am what they call a slow responder. Um, and I had to be, or have to be, very careful about who I watch, because you hear a lot of people on social media, that are on this medication, and they will talk about how they have lost, it's only been 2 months and they've already lost 30 pounds, or they've dropped 60 pounds in, 4 months. And so then when I'm here not losing weight very quickly, it's just very discouraging and makes me feel like, what am I doing wrong? Or maybe I'm just that person that this medication is just never going to work on. And so this is very difficult for me to share with you. Um, but I want to come into this, um, but I want to be just really real and transparent with you. So when I went in for that first injection day, my weight was at 262 pounds. And now when I'm weighing in, like today I weighed in and it's at 247.8 pounds. That is not the lowest reading I've had so far. I have had 245.2, I think. So I do consider that that is where my weight loss is at the 245, because as weighing myself today, it's kind of close to my injection day. And I have found that the first few days after injection day, it seems like my weight fluctuates up. And then by towards the end of that week, it fluctuates back down. And that's usually when I see another weight loss, another movement on the scale. So I do feel, I am looking at it like I am down to 245 pounds, which, I mean, which I'm happy with that. Um, at least it's something. But again, I felt like maybe there's something wrong, that I'm just doing something really wrong. But when I went to a follow-up appointment at my doctor, when did I go? So I went in June. It was August. So as of August, I was only down like 6 or 7 pounds, and she was really happy about it. My BMI was showing to be down 2%, and she celebrated that. She said, I don't want you losing more than a pound a week. She said, if you start losing weight too rapidly, then you are going to lose muscle mass. And at 50 years old and starting Mounjaro, it is imperative to keep my protein up and to work on building muscle, and definitely not doing anything that's going to take more muscle mass away. So she was very pleased at the progress that's going on. And I love my PCP. I've had her for, I think, 10 years, 11 years. And I just really trust what she says. She's just very smart. She has excellent bedside manner. She's been a very wonderful, supportive doctor, honest doctor, but never demeaning. And she's just great. So she's like, just keep doing what you're doing. So I am doing what I'm doing. Now, I did change a little bit around with my injection site, and started to notice my weight going down more. I'm going to talk about that in a future video, focused on, again, changing injection sites. But so that's where the weight loss is. But what I really want to focus on today, which I'm excited to share with you, and which I feel like is so important to share with you, is the non-scale victories that are happening. So going into this journey, I've had high blood pressure for, oh my gosh, at least 15 years. And I've probably been on the highest dose of losartan potassium, which is a high blood pressure medication. I've been on the 100 milligram for, I think, at least 8, 9 of those years. And even with that high dose of medication and a diuretic, my blood pressure would be at maybe like mid 140s to low 150s over like lower 90s to mid 90s, which that's still high, but it was lower than it was when I was not on any medication at all. At one point, I was reading numbers that were like 180 over 119. Very scary. My heart rate was super elevated. But anyways, I've been on a maintained sort of dose of the losartan and a diuretic for quite a long period. But it was still just a very resistant high blood pressure. And you guys, I am here to just tell you that here we are, almost 4 months in, and this medication, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on YouTube. This is just my thoughts as somebody who's going through this and been battling high blood pressure for a long time. Is I feel like my high blood pressure may be an actual symptom of my body not producing the hormone that GLP-1 brings back into my system. Like a lot of factors. So high cortisol, stress, depression, those are all things that I deal with. And since being on this medication, my depression has just totally disappeared. I feel this feeling of like hopefulness. I feel so much energy. I feel happy. I feel like the me that I was, you know, early on when I started this channel under my other name, several years ago, and even before that, just something has changed. I'm just feeling like me, the happy me, the energetic me, and so the energy, my blood pressure now, I am down to the lowest dose of losartan, which is 25 milligrams, and my blood pressure is reading on a daily basis somewhere around 123 over 78, 79. My heart rate is beautiful in the high 60s, low 70s is my resting heart rate, where I used to have a resting heart rate of like 110. And trying to think of some of the other things. To me, there's just been so much. Oh, something else that's a big deal that's happened is, and I think it's because my energy level is back up, my motivation feels back up, that I've started to work out. I have my Apple Fitness app set up to track different goals for every day, and I have a daily goal of 8,000 steps. I also have incorporated using 5 pound, 8 pound, and 10 pound hand weights, and a Pilates bar. I've incorporated doing upper body strength training to build my muscle, and then I will do like squats and lunges on alternating days, different leg exercises, all at home. I don't have any fancy equipment. I have a treadmill, but that's about it, and then the hand weights. Um, but I'm noticing that I feel stronger. Inflammation has went way down. I was having a lot of pain in my elbows, my shoulders, definitely my knees. I have never had a problem, even all these years being, overweight. I've never had an issue like squatting down, like if I'm working in my garden or bending down to dig something out of a cupboard. I've never had trouble squatting down. And in the past year, if I tried to squat down, I couldn't get back up because my strength and my knees were so weak that I just could not do it. But it has just changed. I am getting my strength back. Another thing that was happening to me for the past like 2 to 3 years is I also have Meniere's disease, which is a vestibular disorder, and sorry, hopefully I'm not messing with this. It can cause vertigo or off balance feeling. So for probably about the last solid year, I've been using a walking stick for various things. Like if I went to a grocery store, or I sing on the praise team at my church, and like going up and down the steps to get onto the platform area, standing there singing for, a length of time. I didn't feel comfortable. There were times where I felt like I was just gonna like fall over because I was feeling dizzy and stuff. But since being on this medication, all my off balance, not all, I still have a little bit depending on the weather, but as far as a daily feeling of dizziness, off balance, it is gone. It's gone. It's crazy. I am not using my walking stick anymore, and I feel free. I feel revived. I feel like I'm getting my life back, and it is just a really amazing feeling. And that is really the main reason why I wanted to come back and change my channel up, start doing this type of content, because now that I'm on this journey, I feel so encouraged in my own life, and I want to encourage you guys. I am not a doctor. I'm not a professional, healthcare professional of any kind. I have a wonderful team of doctors that I'm working with, my doctor, dietitian, and diabetic specialists, all within the same practice. And I first and foremost encourage you, if this sounds like something you might want to try, um, if a GLP-1 is something you might want to try for weight loss, or if you are type 2 diabetic and have been doing medications like metformin and not really liking that, I would encourage you, go talk to your doctor and see if you make a good candidate to be on this medication, um, because I can't say enough about it. I feel like it has changed my life big time. I'm excited to see where I'm going to be at in a year from now. And I mentioned already, and just to remind anyone who may not have heard me talk about this, my goal is that in 2 years, I hope to have lost 130 to 140 pounds. I am 5 foot tall, and I would like to weigh somewhere between 120 and 130. I think that would be, a pretty healthy weight for me. I would be happy at 160 right now, losing 100, but ultimately I would like to be down to just a really healthy weight for my height, because as we get older, my body is not going to be able to hold up this type of weight. And to be honest, if you look around, next time you're somewhere that's like really busy with a lot of people. Look around and see how many elderly, overweight people do you see? You don't see many. um, if they are still around, then they have other excellent genetic, um, they have some other excellent genetic history that is helping them to, maintain their health. But in general, you don't see many overweight elderly people. And I am 50 years old, and I would like to go into, the next stages of my life in the best health and stronger than I have ever been. And if you are somebody who is trying to lose weight and your weight loss is slow, I just want to encourage you, don't give up. Every little victory counts. This journey that I'm on is about health, not just the scale. So thanks for watching and being a part of my journey. And remember, every step counts, no matter how small. Slow, steady, strong. See you in the next video. Bye.